In this episode of Travelogue, we'll take you up into the sky in a hot air balloon for a breathtaking view of Xinjiang's spectacular scenery. And we'll immerse ourselves in the thriving oasis city of Kelemayi and see some living treasures in the Tianshan Mountains. Hi, I'm James Lamb and welcome to Travelogue. I've had a real ball at the enormous lake in Fuhai earlier. And now, after a 2-hour road trip southwest, I'm at what was once also a vast lake, but is now a huge desert. I'm going to cruise around in true desert style first, before heading off to the prosperous oil town of Kelemayi later. We're in the so-called Ghost City in Wu'erhe, 100 kilometers north of Kelemayi, or Karamay City if you prefer. This ghost city is also known as the Wind City, as howling gale force winds often sweep through here, sounding hauntingly like ghosts. The ghost city is famed for the yadangs, a term derived from a Turkic word meaning steep bank. A yadang is wind-eroded landscape. Now, although this place looks barren today, 100 million years ago it was an aquatic paradise, and the organic matter that was once here have subsequently turned into oil over time. With the wealth that comes along with the abundant oil resources in the Kelemayi area, luxury sports like hot air ballooning is becoming popular here. We're launching our balloon from the Baiyanghe Valley, 30 kilometers west of the ghost city. You can hike through the valley, but why not try seeing it from the air? I'm trying to make myself useful. You would have probably guessed by now, we're going to go hot air ballooning. So you're going to see Xinjiang right from the sky. As you can see, a lot of work goes on in putting up one balloon, and it needs a lot of people to give a hand and work together. That's our captain in there. I've never been inside a hot air balloon. It's beautiful. See how it's going up now? Whoa! So cool. All the checks. Check, check. Come on. Ah! Ready to go! Can you see all the people around us? They all want to get on this hot air balloon, but the basket is tiny, so it's just you at home, me, the pilot, and Mr. Cameraman. So off we go. We're airborne! Wow, pretty amazing, huh? Look at this, an oasis between the deserts. Oh. This is what I imagine Mars to be like, but without the green trees, of course. Baiyanghe Valley is a newly opened scenic spot, and the pièce de résistance is its 20 to 30 metre deep valley, with a gorgeous river running through it, lined with poplar trees.
Isn't this a completely alien landscape? This can only be seen from a hot air balloon like this. I'm so glad that we've been able to take you here. Last night, when we were having dinner with the pilot, he was talking about how there are a lot of variables involved in hot air ballooning, and a lot of it depends on the weather as well. So if the wind's too strong or whatever, then we'll have to cancel the whole thing. And I'm so happy that we're right up here, and the wind is so gentle. It's like we're floating on the clouds. I'm really happy to share this with you. We're just preparing to land now. Oh! Wow, that was a breathtaking trip.
来，
要我帮忙？
你们2个人
啊。We're pulling the hot air balloon down now, so look, give me a hand. Pull as hard as we can. Ah! This is out of this world, this experience. We've landed safely and deflated the hot air balloon. Now we're waiting for our crew to come and pick us up in their truck. Oh! Cheers! Woo!
A bird's eye view of this part of Xinjiang. What an amazing experience. We're so happy to have finally made it up there. You can fly over the ghost city too, but since it's best seen around sunset, we head to central Wu'erhe for lunch and a walk about the dinosaur garden. Wu'erhe is the home of dinosaurs and even has a dinosaur named after it, the Wuhosaurus, discovered in the 1970s.
If you're a fan of Jurassic Park like me, then I suggest you come here to the Dinosaur Culture Garden. Hundreds of millions of years ago, the Wu'erhe area, including the ghost city, was part of an ancient lake system. And in recent times, dinosaur bones have been discovered there. So, I'm having a fun time testing my dinosaur knowledge.
After patiently waiting for the right wind conditions, our pilot signals that we're ready to hit the sky again to film the ghost city for your viewing pleasure.
Alright, I've had my thrill on the hot air balloon. Now it's my director's turn. And I want to introduce you to the team that actually made all this possible. This is Fatah here, and he lives in the area near the ghost city. And this is our pilot, Mr. Zhang Jun. So he's going to take care of our director, Ian. Ian, say hello.
Hi.
Good luck. Good luck. You're going to have a brilliant time.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to miss you guys so that you don't burn your hair. You're actually floating, look. Woo! See you. Bye-bye, have fun. Check out the views. Film it for us. Bye-bye. Woo! You're going to love it.
If you come to this part of Xinjiang, you definitely shouldn't miss the ghost city. It's a 10,000 square kilometre scenic wonder sculpted by Mother Nature. Drink in all the shapes and let your imagination fly. If you think this looks a bit like Mars, then you're right, in a way. Mars has its own massive Yadang landscapes. The dramatic scenery has brought many film directors here, and some scenes from the blockbuster Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon were shot here.
Landing! You okay? Okay. Wow, it was very exciting seeing you guys float on the air. And it looks like you guys had a pretty rough landing. See, this is where the basket hit the ground. And it looks like, I wasn't here when all this happened, but it looks like the wind dragged you, several meters before falling flat on the ground. With a sport like this, you can't control everything because the wind, it decides where you go. And the captain is just saying that it would have been easier, it would have been a softer landing if it was down there on flat ground. But I guess all this adds to the excitement of the moment, just not knowing what will happen.
Up next, we'll pump up some black gold, take in Kolomai's nightlife, and cool down with a refreshing spray of mountain water. From Wu'erhe district, we drive 100 kilometers southwest to Kolomai city, a name derived from a Uyghur word meaning black oil, which leads us to this must-see landmark.
To find out the origin of Kolomai city, come here. This was where it all first started. The story goes that back in the 1940s, an elderly man discovered a mysterious-looking black substance, which he sold at the local market for heating and lighting. But he was none the wiser that this was black gold. Yes, I'm standing on Black Oil Mountain, and just to prove to you how rich this place is in oil, follow me.
Guess what they're up to?
Ha! There's so much oil here that it simply bubbles out of the ground. And if you stomp on the ground like this, you're pumping oil up.
Industrial tourism's taking off in countries like Japan, where people are excited by the aesthetics of facilities like oil refineries and power plants. Kolomai is the place for this in China.
I did some research and discovered that industrial tourism, where people sign up to visit factories and commercial structures, is becoming increasingly popular. And one of the reasons why I came here is you can actually do it in Kolomai. You're allowed to visit the oil fields. So we've seen the Black Oil Mountain, now the surreal landscape of the oil fields. Look, oil pumps as far as the eye can see, pumping day in, day out. Not something that you see every day on your average holiday. Oh, surreal.
In 1955, Black Oil Mountain's first oil well was dug, heralding the start of a new era for Kolomai. It became one of China's major oil fields and is now still one of China's leading oil-producing regions, a bit like Texas in the US. Kolomai grew rapidly after the discovery of oil. As production of this black gold increased, so did the population. Greater Kolomai now has some 400,000 people, the majority being Han Chinese. When you first enter the city, it's actually quite surprising to feel its atmosphere, distinctly different from other places on this trip. This city is equipped with great infrastructure and facilities. The people seem well off and enjoy a relatively high standard of living. By the way, because Kolomai is well developed, it's got plenty of quality accommodation and at reasonable prices too.
In Kolomai, the sports mad people, they all come here to the sports park. And there are plenty of free courts around, but remember to bring your own gear. You've got basketball, soccer, and a lot of other sports. This is definitely a place for sports lovers. Really livable city. See the clock up there? It's almost midnight, but the night is still young for the locals. You've got people walking and kids playing. In Xinjiang, the sun sets at around 10 p.m. So the daily lives of the locals revolves around the sun rather than the official time. Remember to keep that in mind when you come.
After journeying for weeks in Xinjiang, Kolomai is like a breath of fresh air. Its modern and livable feel Its gleaming facilities and entertainment venues reminds me of home. Remember, homesickness can really kick in when travelling in Xinjiang for an extended time, so be prepared for this. It comes as a pleasant surprise to see how green Kolomai is. Trees provide shade in summer, and their cooling effect make this place more comfortable. The city's greenness is all thanks to its water. It's often said that water is the lifeblood of a city, and this is particularly true for Kolomai with its lack of rainfall and desert surroundings. Water is crucial for supporting its growing population, and on a scorching day like this, it's a treat to see life-giving water gushing into town. And guess where all this water's from?
Guess where I am? No, this is not Niagara Falls, but it's the Nine Dragon Pool. And the water gushing through here has flowed all the way down from the Alatai Mountains via an extraordinary water engineering feat. It is the life giver to Kolomai, and this has turned Kolomai into one of the largest man-made oases in the entire Xinjiang. It's a hot day, so I'm just going to cool down.
Water from the north that has travelled down the 400-kilometre canal system makes a grand entrance through this powerful waterfall. It pours with incredible force into the man-made 8.5-kilometre Kolomai River. Now, this is really what you would call a wonder of hydraulic engineering. Once all this precious water enters the Kolomai River, it flows into a huge storage area for safekeeping. To see where all this water ends up, from the Nine Dragon Pool, just follow the river. The water gushing through the Nine Dragon Pool ends up here at the city dam. And this water provides life to the city. It sustains the trees lining the streets, making this place so green. And here you can indulge in water sports to your heart's content, like fishing and boating. What more could you want in the desert? Believe it or not, all this used to be desert. Quite a miracle, huh? Yay! Woo! Got it! Kolomai City has a pretty vibrant cultural scene, with regular performances by leading artists from across the country. We happened to chance upon one being held in the city square. If you get the chance, take time to see music performances in Xinjiang. For me, Xinjiang's music captures the exotic and fun vibe that sets it apart from the rest of China. There is a very rich ethnic influence on Xinjiang's song, dance and music. Although they're singing in Mandarin, the music, dancing and costumes are inspired by the region's ethnic minorities. This fusion of influences give today's performance a distinct Xinjiang flavour. It's hard to stop yourself from dancing along. Although Kolomai is a relatively small city by Chinese standards, it really punches above its weight. From what I've seen, this city is really well planned, the streets are clean and green, and by the way people are lapping up today's performance, it's a really livable place too. Music is not the only thing that captures our attention in Xinjiang. As Kolomai is practically in the desert, we always feel a great sense of relief every time we see a large body of water. Not surprisingly, like the many tourists, we are naturally drawn to the cool river and its boat cruise. The cruise will take you under some of the 16-foot bridges and 4 vehicle bridges that crosses the Kulamai River. With each having its own architectural style, it's like a grand bridge tour.
When I play music, I mean live music.
What a memorable and fun goodbye to this man-made oasis city. Next stop, Wusu. Up next, we'll see some rare mud volcanoes and cap off our adventure with Xinjiang's classic big plate of chicken. From the man-made wonder of Kulamai, you can drive 3.5 hours south to Wusu to see some rare natural wonders. Yes, we're going to see China's largest collection of mud volcanoes. They're 1 million years old, yet they're very much alive.
We made our way from Kulamai to Wusu City for its annual beer festival. And after a big night of live music, I was tempted to sleep in. But guess what inspired me to get out of bed? It's Wusu's very own mud volcano. See, it's bubbling away. You don't see this every day. This is part of the Tianshan mountain range, which means we've finally finished crossing the Great Jungura Basin from the Alatai Mountains.
Having first started our journey in Alatai City, we have passed through a remarkable array of landscapes to get to the Tianshan Mountains. We played on the lush grasslands on the outskirts of Alatai City, hiked through Canis's magnificent alpine forest, immersed ourselves in one of China's largest freshwater lakes, and took in the Mars-like landscape of the Ghost City. Xinjiang has constantly surprised us with its rich and varied landscape. And now, let's take a closer look at some of the 36 fascinating live mud volcanoes which scientists discovered around Wusu about a decade ago. You'd think the volcanoes are hot, but actually the gas and mud spewing out are less than 25 degrees Celsius. Interestingly, scientists find that mud volcanoes are most often found in regions of the world that are rich in oil and natural gas. And many of these mud volcanoes have traces of petroleum in them. Xinjiang is not only a feast for your eyes with its natural wonders, it's also a feast for your stomach. We've tried their succulent lamb and fresh fish. Another must-eat before you leave is their big plate of chicken. Famous for the huge plates on which they're usually served. The large plate it's served on makes it an ideal dish to be shared. The dish has an intense flavour with a combination of chicken, potatoes, chili, garlic and onions in a fragrant sauce with star anise and Sichuan pepper, and it's eaten in a special way too.
If you come to Xinjiang, you have to try the da panji, or big plate of chicken. This is one of Xinjiang's most famous dishes. And the way you eat it is you finish everything on this plate and you add some chewy noodles and flatbread, soak it in this sauce. This is not even the largest serving, so you're going to need a few extra mouths to help you finish it. Can't wait to get started.
Honestly, Xinjiang has captured our hearts and minds. Our journey has been a truly eye-opening experience. Xinjiang has constantly surprised and inspired us with its landscape, culture, food, and of course, its wonderful people. This trip in Xinjiang is definitely one we'll never forget.
What an action-packed trip it's been. I never dreamt that I could go fly in a hot air balloon in Xinjiang, and I've loved immersing myself in the life of the oasis and oil town of Kulamai. And seeing the mud volcano of Wusu City was also a real treat. Now I'm going to pass the baton on to Turan, and he's going to take you to fascinating Tacheng and its surrounds. I'm James Lam. Thanks for watching Travelogue.